welcome to my channel. Welcome to another unboxing or enveloping even of my thread club. Now, this is the March Thread Club from my local needle shop. This is available internationally should you choose to subscribe. I don't get anything. It's not about that. From you subscribing, it's just I'm trying to pass on the love. So, they also sent me it's not a SAL as such, it's a year-long of the hymns, and there's also an Autumn Lane stitchery I think in this too. So let's go through the thread club first. I'll leave that as a nice black drop. Oh, I haven't done into that properly. They had the lovely red envelopes and they couldn't get them anymore, so I think they've gone to the black. I actually like the black. Just made that way harder than it needed to be. Oh my goodness. Right, I think that's everything. I am sorry. Okay, I get 4 of the clubs. I get the Aversoir. I got it right, Melissa. I get the Classic Colorworks. I get the Simply Gentle Art Simply Shakers. And I get the Week Styleworks. So, ooh. These are all given to us as much as possible from 1 to infinity and from A to Z because they all have names. So these are all B's and C's. But look at the color variation. This is really cool. It's not like this, which is going in number order and they're all in the same color family ilk. Look at the colors. They're gorgeous. So let's take a proper look if I can find where the sticky is. Now I use an app. I don't know if I can take a picture of the icon that it uses. It's called Stash Cash, I think. Sorry, I'm trying to use the mouse on my phone. That's a bit silly. Stash Cash is what it's called. So it's a brown. It's a kind of off yellow background with 3 bobbins on it. So it's yellow, green, and red as bobbins on the icon. If you're looking for it, I think it's brilliant. There is also a thread stash, which is like 3 cross stitches and some floss going to a needle on a pale blue background. That's another one. But Stash Cash with the pale yellow with the 3 bobbins, I can put a pattern into that. I can put all my floss stash in. So what you do is you put in this, say for instance, Week Styleworks, okay? You put that in and then you go down and you find the number, and I put them in number order, not in name, I think. I'm consistent, whatever I do. You can add whether it's a silk or it's a cotton, and you can put that into your master stash. Now what you can do from one of the other tabs though, is you can put in your pattern, and say for instance I'm going to put in one of these patterns. Okay, I can then go into the pattern and say this is this pattern from this creator, and all the details, and then I can go in and select the floss. Now I can pick the floss that I already have from the master list and say it needs this, it needs this, it needs this, and it will then apparently tell me if I've got it or if I haven't got it, and it will put it into a shopping list that I need to get later. But what then happens is I can go into a floss and say I'm looking for a 666. I've run out on this project. Where else did I use it that I might still have a skein of some? And it will actually tell you in the bottom of the color details that it's been used in the botanicals, it's been used in the peppermint purple, it's been used in the Stiotchalong. What that then tells me is if it's in the botanicals, I've actually got a full skein of it because I bought skeins for that project that were full and I've just thrown in bits. If it was used in peppermint purple, I've probably got plenty of it as well because it was a pack, or I bought floss particularly for 2020. If it's for maybe the head, I might struggle because the head project was bought specifically for that head, so I don't necessarily want to dip into that. Point being, it tells me what the fabric, what the floss is and where it's attached to, what project bag it's attached to, if it's attached to anything, or if it's just sitting there as part of my stash. So I really, really like it. And then you can also put in fabrics. It doesn't show you a photo, and I don't think it lets you take a photo. So unfortunately, it doesn't give you the colors. That would be good, or you can add it in a note that it's predominantly purple or whatever. But you can put in all your fabrics as well. You can put in if they're attached to a project or not. And again, it just shows your stash if you want to do something like that. So yeah, let's start with B and get down to the proper business of this. So this is Begonia. Begonia is pink. So let's see if I can do a dual, because the cameras do pick up things a little bit differently, and I will make you go fuzzy because I'm going to be bringing it up closer to the camera to do the bit of both. Okay, so hopefully you'll get the focus, and I think that's shine that's looking a bit odd at the top there. It's not actually much paler. So there's a bit of purple and a bit of pink going through in that Begonia. Okay. Broom tree is pale green, but it's kind of got some gold hints too. See, the light source is right above here, so it's a little bit harsh on some, but the other camera might be picking up a bit better. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to move a screen. So give me 2 shakes while I do this. Okay, so you'll get floss. Where do I want it? I want you here, and okay, so you get to see it in both of the cameras just as a thing. Okay, so that's broom. Broom tree. Now, I don't know that it looks quite like a broom tree. This one is called Butterbean. This is yellow, and these are American flosses, so you might have different brooms than we have. The broom that I'm used to is a lovely little floral green bush, but yeah, it's not quite like that. That's making me more think of I was going to say dust bunnies, dust devils. So this one is Butterbean. It's like a pale green yellow, variegated. So yeah, you've got that. Now, something I didn't really understand about why you might use this in your projects as opposed to DMC. Depending on the age of your project, like the look that you want to go for, you may actually want the variegation as a forced issue rather than a blend or DMC blend or anything like that. It works on maybe more heritage kind of pieces, and I'll be using it when I get my Harry Potter box from Black Needle Society. So there's a sampler there that you can buy off the website, and they encouraged you to use, if you could, Colourworks and Weeks Dye Works. So you've got that variegation. And I batted up, did I want to pay the extra for this, or did I want to have the DMC? And I opted for the more expensive option because of the reasons given for having the variegation. So this one is Cadet, and you've got a brighter green and a more dull green, and ignore the chipmunks. Far out. Goodness me. Camellia, which is actually looks like camellia. It looks like the pink camellia, but it's got some gorgeous variegation through it. It's actually showing more variegation on camera than I'm seeing with the naked eye, but when I look at it then, try and get more daylight on it, I'm actually seeing, yeah, much darker, richer, and then a much paler, and it really comes out on the camera. And you can almost see oranges coming through there. This is Candy Apple. That looks like a really strong red. I'm not seeing much variegation to the naked eye. That's not quite my nails. Close, pretty close. I think my nails are actually called Jezebel. Here. Bell as in B-E-L-L-E. I think it was something like that. That's the red colour. The black is just black and the gold is just gold leaf. Sorry? Different kind of spelling. But it's gorgeous. That candy apple is beautiful and vibrant. It's like 666 on steroids. That's good. Oh, Lord.
Don't worry, you can cut it out later.
Well, I might leave it in.
Oh, okay.
They do have some spots available internationally, but you can certainly fill out the form. The details will be in the descriptions if you are interested. Carolyn is awesome. She is having, again, everyone's having shipping issues. They're having some issues with shipping and getting their orders in, but they are still continuing to do the club, and they will just fill in the gaps when they do get stock arrive through. So you might get a couple out of order, but that's it. Okay, this is the Gentle Art Thread Club. Now this comes in 2 different lots, and I have taken to separating them, okay, because they're different. So the Simply Shakers, and you've got the sampler threads in the Gentle Art, and the shakers are a bit more, I think, earthy tones. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze or something. Itchy nose on the inside. So they do come with like a different collection, but the same manufacturer. I did ask Carolyn about it. I just can't remember all of the details. Alright, this is Blackboard. Now this is actually quite blue. It's quite a navy blue. It's not really a blackboard at all. So there's some very, very dark, like 939 there. And then there's, you know, 823 kind of blue. So there's a variegation through that. It's really nice. It's gorgeous colour. The dark blue. And this one is Burlap, which, well, it's got a poor name for burlap. Burlap for me is like a coffee bean bag. It's brown. This is more greeny gold than what I would think a burlap sack was. But that's just me and names. So anyway, it's a greeny gold colour, and I will be matching these up for colours rather than the name, if you know, because it's just a name. This one, this one's burnt orange. This would actually get pretty well as a Jaffa too, but there's only so many Jaffas I think you can do, which is like a chocolate orange. It literally, it's a chocolate orange or even a caramel orange. It's got a pale orange and it's got the caramel kind of colors through it with the brown. That's really cool. So that's burnt orange. Brown bear. See, it's not brown enough for me for a brown bear. Brown bears are like, oh no, I'm confused. My brown bears with my black bears, excuse me. So it's brown, and it's brown, but it's like a teddy bear. Look at that variegation. You've got the light brown. It's a rich color brown. You've got the light brown and really, really dark, you know, 3371 kind of dark brown. That's really cool. Really cool. Blue spruce. That's tree. Yes, it's tree. It's not. I'm thinking of the spruce goose. It's a tree. It's really, really dark, and my spruce trees were never that dark. I had large. That is gorgeous. It's wow. It actually has an awful lot more personality behind it in the green than you would think. There's some dark green, darker, and there's some lighter. It's a really heavy green though. It would be great for those Christmas tree kind of fir tree scenes. Like, that is gorgeous. It really is beautiful. I like that. Very, very dark evergreen green. See, I think that's a good name for it. Bubblegum. Oh gosh, memories of childhood, eating Hubba Bubba, strawberry ice cream, strawberry chewing gum. Bubblegum, actually, bubblegum. It wasn't chewing gum, it was a bubblegum. You had to blow bubbles, you couldn't chew it, you'd get a sore jaw. So anyway, the bubblegum was actually a really dark pink, whereas this has actually got some really light pink through it too. So sorry if I'm shaking you around. It looks on camera almost like there's some oranges, but I'm not seeing the oranges to the naked eye. So that is the sampler threads from Gentle Art. I am really, really loving getting these dribbling in as stashable collection. Like, they're just gorgeous. And I went and purchased for the samplers, for the Harry Potter samplers, I went in store and bought specifically for those. So I'm going to have some double ups, which is fine. Yeah, it's all good. Where is the other side? I can't seem to get in. There it is. Okay, so this is Classic Colorworks. Now I didn't ask, I could I suppose, but I didn't ask. If you were to subscribe new, would you be back at the beginning? And how the heck is Carolyn judging all of who's what where? Yeah, she must have spreadsheets everywhere. This is called Black Coffee, and it is brown, and it is almost grey. It's really weird. Let me see if I can get some more daylight on that, which is going to make me look a bit white out, but the camera's bringing out the greens. Let's see what the other one does. Interesting. Look, if you know anything about dyeing, you'll know that there are colors behind the colors kind of thing. The camera is certainly picking up the green in that rather than the brown, but you're getting, I mean, I can see there's the black brown like 3371 kind of colors through there. And it's almost like a kind of like a greeny brown. Yeah. Yeah, that might have been a bird snotting itself. This one is called Blackbird, funnily enough. We actually have birds that nest just in our hedge out there. Blackbird is, well, this would be the female because it's brown. Some richer browns than others, but it's effectively a female blackbird. It's not black because it's not the boy. Now, this one is Blacksmith Blue. And this is a blue steel kind of. I am kind of seeing the tealy kind of colors. It is not as green on this. Yeah, it actually is better on. Hang on, point in the right direction. This color here in the face camera is better than the overhead camera. The overhead camera is showing it a bit more tealy. It is actually more true to that one, the face color. This is called Blooming Crocus. Ooh, springtime. You probably have passed your crocus period over in the US. Well, it's purple, it's lilac. Holy cow, that camera is all kinds of, ignore the overhead. Okay, so face to face it is more lilac. Yeah, ignore the blue. That's the daylight's obviously playing with that camera. Maybe because of the background. I don't know. This one is called Blue Beadboard. I don't know if you use beadboards. I don't know if it's got anything to do with a beadboard color. It's quite pale. It's quite subtle in its blue. It's very, very pretty. That one. And Blue Beatrice. Beatrice. Don't know where the name might have come from. It's again more like the face camera. It's much more uniform blue, and it's almost a kind of grey blue. That's really pretty. And yeah, there are some really, really subtle variations, but it's really, really subtle in Classic Colorworks. Much more subtle than, say, Weeks Dye Works. the coloration change. I've never seen a video on how they make them. They are all over-dyed cottons if you're not already familiar with them. So they basically have a base color and then they color with, you know, a stronger color. So there's that, and then there's my gorgeous silks, which feels so nice. Au Ver Soie. I was saying the wrong pronunciation for my silks, and I was corrected when I was up at the retreat, which is good because I don't like saying things with the wrong accent. And I'd never come across silk before in my French. So these are probably now out of order because I've just thrown them out of my hand. 205, which is a dark, you know, gabardine green almost. Well, get rid of that other colors. It's like a gabardine green. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's rich. Not quite, oh, I suppose it could be a rich emerald too. Although they call Ireland the Emerald Isle, and that's more like that color green. It's kind of like, you know, punch you in the face bright green that you would never ever expect to see. 211 is a pale green. Let's see if it'll, yeah, it's behaving a little bit better against the skin, so it's a pale green. I love the silks, and you know, they'll have their project. It's funny, when I went over to Ireland in 2014 when I was last there, and I kind of thought, yeah, I know what color green Ireland is. When I actually saw it in real life, I'm kind of thinking, holy crap, like, you really have no idea how lush green it is until you've, you know, been away and you come back, and it's like, is that even humanly possible?
Because the sun's not as bright.
No, it's a seriously, it's a punch you in the face green. Anyway, 212 is a pale green.
Just after the rain, the green looks brighter.
Mm.
And it's also because there's not as much light as there was.
Yeah, maybe.
When you...
206 is another gabardine green. I say gabardine, it's, yeah, it's school uniform kind of green. It's a very dark, rich kind of green. Again, it's a bit better in the face cam than it is in the overhead. So there are my silks. So again, if you're interested in joining one or any of these clubs, like I originally did actually subscribe to the Au Ver Soie silk on the bobbin. This is the d'Alger thread, which is gorgeous. The Au Ver Soie bobbin, and I'm going to move my camera while I'm chatting. That was, I just didn't like it on the bobbin. You couldn't feel it. It may be perfectly good. If you like bobbins, that's great. But so I dropped that as a club. You can have one, both, all 5 if you want. Up to you. You can... I emailed and asked how long the clubs actually ran for. There's some serious commitment, but I don't know which one is the serious commitment. It's like 1,000 colours or something. So it's going to go for quite a while. Yeah. So that is my stash of colours for my threadworks. Let's have a look at the patterns I got. And the only reason I'm keeping it together is because this is all from the same store. So this is from A Stitch in Time in Hobart, or just south of Hobart. Oops. Invoices. A Stitch in Time is my local needle store. And we have monthly get-togethers. And I'm so excited. Look. I ordered 3 patterns. She threw in the extra bonus, and she's even wrapped it and made it all kind of pretty and beautiful. That's gorgeous. And here's me hacking away at it when I could be preserving the beautiful tissue paper. Okay, so I already ran through the Heart String Samplers songs that were coming out in the future, and I think I was able to tell you up until maybe, oh, it might only have been what was released that we could see, but we had the song titles of the others in the future, I think. Anyway, this is Heart String Sampler, so Sunday Stitches. So we've got Amazing Grace. It was Grace that brought me safe thus far, and Grace will lead me home. There are a couple of different versions of that, and people don't like him. He's got a husky kind of voice. And his song is not called Amazing Grace. If I can think of it, I will put it in the description. And it's amazing. If I actually, I'll probably put it in the ticker tape at the bottom, because I'll play it. I'll find it on my phone and I'll play it and get the name. So I'll put that in. It's just a gorgeous song. You know, that's me getting all the feels. Be Thou My Vision. This is one that we used to sing from the Mission Praise hymn book. No, this one might not have been a Mission Praise, Be Thou My Vision. This one might have been from the old hymn book in church. Yes, it is very loud, Sophie. Shh. Anyway, so Be Thou My Vision. It's a stalwart song that you get in the old piano accompanied church music. And the words that it uses are, Thou my best thought by day and by night, waking on sleeping, thy presence my light. So it's pulling some words out of the song into these stitches. Now, these stitches are, okay, so it's 70 by 125. This is on a 36 count. It's on an R&R Reproductions Winter Brew. I'll find something that's, you know, earthy tones, kind of oatmeal-y or something. 70 by 125 is not big at all. Like, what will that be? I'll get my cross-stitch calculator. So it's 125 by 70 high. Let's just do it on 14 count. Add 3 inches as a border. That's huge. So it would be 15 by 11. But if I only had like a 2 inch border, let's go with the 2 inch. 13 by 9. The pattern itself is A4, to give you an idea. So A4 is kind of that size, whereas these are more kind of A5. They're a little bit longer than A5, but you get the idea. Not huge. And if you're doing it on the 36 count, 1/1, it will be much, much smaller. And you can make them a lot more intimate, put them all on one. They are not all landscape either, so that one is actually right. I changed it around on that. Anyway, and then there's the Old Rugged Cross. Oh, I will cling to the Old Rugged Cross. So that's the start of the chorus. So it's 146 by 76. They're all similar. This is on a tea set. It uses classic Colourworks honeycomb, gentle art green with envy, weak dye works, caper concord, and gunmetal. DMC conversion is included. So it is just a pattern. I don't know if I actually opened the other one just to have a look at what it is. But it's a card, pattern inside, inspiration for the hymns. You know, I could go into all of that with you, but you know, haven't. Pattern there on A4 on 2 pages, so it'll turn into an A3 pattern to view. That's really big, so you're not going to struggle sight-wise really for that. And then there's materials finishing. Your conversion to DMC colors only uses 5 colors. And yeah, if you want to do any of these, you can share them on the Heart String Samplery Stitchers Facebook page. Email it, post it on social media, tag and all that kind of thing, because the creator would love to see their work in action. This was released in March. I'll have to dig out. I think the other one might be in my box for showing on a floss tube. So that one's March. This one's January and February. So maybe I've already got that one. I can't remember. January, February, March. Anyway, there it goes. Look! I actually bought this as part of the expo. I didn't know that they were going to be releasing this on PDF later on down the road, but Aaron posted during the week and he made a really interesting kind of post. He was asking kind of, do people like paper or PDF more? And he was saying the quality that they do when they go to print this pamphlet and send this to the shops, they you know, they go to a bit of effort, and you know what, that is really nice. I could not print this on my home printer. It can't print in color anyway. I couldn't print this in color this nicely. Okay, so yes, it's printed really, really nicely. Now there's the pattern in black and white. Oh my god, there's even a family photo of them. That's gorgeous. So you've got the black and white proof, you've got the color proof on the inside here as well. The size is, you know, that's roughly an A4. And then you've got the thank yous from the Houstons with the rules. Welcome to make your own multiple working copies and stitch it as many times, but your download of your copies are for you alone. Don't share. If I have this purchased, I'm not entitled to a PDF copy. I would need to buy a PDF copy, and that's fine, because that means that I could then sell this or sell, you know, and yeah. Anyway, so there's a bit of blurb about Aaron and Cassandra. They do videos on FlossTube or YouTube. They have a website, they have the Facebook group, and they have the Etsy store. It's an 80 by 80, so it's not big. It's 5.7 by 5.7. It's like, the ideal size for this frame would be an 8-inch frame. This one is in almost like a shadow box, like it's fairly deep the way it's been finished. That's a really nice job. In fact, it almost looks like a digital finish rather than a real finish, but it looks like it's been framed into a shadow box. The fabric that was used, they recommend a 28 count. We recommend a white fabric color, but encourage you to choose whatever you think would look best. So it's just being put onto a blue background, so it is full coverage. So that inner picture, which is supposed to look like an old Polaroid, and then they've written the best friends on the bottom of the Polaroids. If you remember that you used to be able to do that, you used to be able to write down on the bottom of the Polaroid who was in it and what they were doing. But you've got Chuck in the background, you've got the bee, which, you know, aren't backstitched, so they're subtle, and then you've got the butterfly on the cow and the chicken and the mouse, and it was all kinds of cute. It kind of went in with the whole Moo theme for the expo this year, and there's lots and lots of cows on the expo, but it didn't use the sulky colors that a lot of the stitchers were doing. So these are all stitched, you know, with DMCs. They didn't use the sulky bag. You could have bought the sulky pack to be able to stitch a whole load of all those Moo things, but he didn't do that. The nose of the mouse is a French knot, and it's stitched with 310 using a 2-strand thing. So it's not going to look exactly like that. I don't know if Cassandra has got a working model of this yet. I don't recall seeing anything on the group. But no doubt somebody is going to have stitched this already. It's all kinds of cute though. Really all kinds of cute. So yes, I definitely did want it. Haven't got the Santa, the snowman, or the gnomes. I must get the gnomes. The love gnomes. They looked all kinds of cool. And didn't get the leprechaun for Paddy's Day. They called him Mr. Finnegan. I think I would have called him just Finnegan if he was Irish, but I'm not Irish. It's okay. Alright. That's my little haul from my local needle shop. So please, links will be in the description to all of these. I will try and find the Heart String Samplery link. There is a website. There's an email and there's a website, but I don't know if she retails or if you have to buy it through a retail shop. So I will also link my Stitch in Time store Not that you maybe want to order it from Australia if you're in the States, but it's up to you. She can pull shipping if you're getting a couple. So yeah, this is a year long, so I'm going to be getting every 2 months, I think we'll get the 2 patterns rather than every month. Yeah, just that's it's going to work out there. And yeah, check it out. This is a whole year-long project, the Heart String Samplery. So there's one hymn for each month. If I can remember, I will pop the video in the eye for where I looked at it and found each of the songs, because I did read that through to you. So yeah, it's on the website anyway, and you can look for the Heart String Samplery Sunday Stitches. That's the page that you're looking for to see what all of the calendar months will give you as a song. But yeah, it was all kinds of exciting. It was really, really good, and it was definitely something that you could see the pictures up until the month that we're in, so you could probably see April if you go look, but all you got after that was just the name of the hymn that was coming out. So if you are nostalgic for anything, you know, with the hymns, I think hymns kind of transgress the whole church stigma or anything else. There's something about singing as a group that really kind of moves the heart. So yes, if that's something that you might want to enjoy, or you know somebody who might enjoy something like this that looks a bit more kind of heritagey, you know, this one, the Amazing Grace, could almost be done on a homemade coffee dye kind of thing. It's on Oaken from Picture This Plus, which is a wholesale fabric, so I'm not sure where you would find this fabric if you're looking for it. So it might be something that you need to consider actually dyeing your own, to have them of that, you know, similar ilk of the heritage style, kind of pale linen-y flavour. There is a huge rainbow out my window, like ginormous. It's actually a double band. Sophie! Oh. Alright, I'll let you go. I'll go and take some pictures of the rainbow and enjoy that. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye for now. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, and the rain fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand.